Hey guys, I'm excited for today. Episode 2, Beer and Bourbon. But before we get started, I want to say a little something that was on my heart that I felt like I needed to share with you guys. Little background of where my head was at starting the podcast. And it was really just, I wanted to leave my mark on this world. You know, outside of, I guess, outside of being a dad, father, well, same thing, right? Outside of, family and me just being a good person, I wanted to do things that are, hard to achieve or difficult to achieve and do. Especially, as well as I do, we have 2 young kids, and things just don't go as planned. Let's say that, including tonight's episode that we're recording. Elias decided to have himself just a party in the room just before we hit record. So we are 11:21 recording this. But I wanted to say that parents, we know where you're at. And don't think that you can't dream or have a dream and just take one step at a time to achieve it. So, and with that being said, let's get to the episode that makes Louisiana go round. And that is bourbon and beer. All right, guys. I'm your host, Cory Lea. This is TruLeaEntertainment. Let's get this party rocking. Quick announcement. I just want to thank our sponsor, Sweet Heat for Your Meat. It goes on just about anything. We personally like it on green beans. Huge fan. So, let's get started. Beer. Man, where do I start? That was loud.
That was loud.
Where do I start? Man, the love of beer is unreal. And here of lately, we kind of got into bourbon, but prior to bourbon, our first love was beer, at least for me. And that was like just strictly like the normal beers, like Michelob, Bud Light, Miller, just those random ones right there. And as I've developed a better palate or taste for craft beer, I have come to know what we will talk about later on in the episode is I like craft beer. Bad news is you can only drink a few because they are extremely high proof.
Craft beer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it anyway. I forgot to introduce my lovely wife again. We're going to get this straight after like the first couple
we
episodes.
is Hailey.
Yeah. Hey, this is
Guess
my wife.
who's back? Back again. Hailey's back. Tell a friend.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
That's all I got.
Eminem right there. Okay.
That's all I got.
So, a little fact about beer. It's difficult, and I forgot where I found this at, but it is somewhere on the internet.
Did we fact check this?
Yeah, we're not. We are. I'll just disclaimer: we are not experts at beer or bourbon, but man, do we like to consume it, right? Little different take on last episode for health.
Yeah.
Like 180 degrees, but again.
It's all about balance. We talked about that a lot last episode too. So
yeah, Louisiana. We can't. There's that. Okay, all right. So it's difficult to attribute the invention of beer to a particular culture or time period, but the world's first fermented beverages likely emerged alongside the development of grain agriculture some 12,000 years ago. Man, they must have been real thirsty 12,000 years ago for some good old-fashioned beer,
Yeah.
I would say.
I'm glad they were.
No kidding. I mean, I like beer. So, that's a little staple about beer. Hey, Nala.
I know the girl.
Just
She wanted to be on the podcast.
just wanted to insert herself.
She's very good at that.
Yeah, no kidding.
For those of you not watching online, our dog just inserted herself into the podcast.
Yeah. It's a good thing she's cute.
That's right. Yeah, so back to beer.
So, Hailey, what is your favorite beer that you've tried?
Like my all-time favorite beer?
Yeah, all-time favorite beer. And why is it your favorite beer?
It's got to be Blue Moon.
Yeah.
Why? It's just delicious. Have you ever had it?
Well, yeah.
I just love Blue Moon. It's great, especially when you want some flavor. It's a great craft beer. I love. Some people probably would argue, and there's different opinions, but I do love the orange in my Blue Moon. Some people are not fans.
Like a slice, or like the
Yeah. So normally when you order a Blue Moon, it comes with an orange, and you just squeeze that orange in there.
not the whole orange. Just don't like.
I mean, some people dunk it. I'm not a dunker. I just like to do a little splash orange in there, and then that's it.
Just similar to your
Just
mimosas.
a little tea. Yeah, just like mimosas, like a little.
Just enough to change the color. Right?
A little tea of orange juice.
Shout out.
I don't even like the color. I don't even like the color change. Just a little, just some to say that we got some in there.
Yeah.
It's not just champagne.
It was like the Water Boy, right? You know, what is it? I'm lost. I forgot what it was. The little saying, vodka and water. Hold the vodka. So then it's just water.
I'm not a movie buff, so
I know. I'm trying to remember
no
what it is.
idea.
Anyway,
All I know from that movie is H2O.
Gatorade.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Back to beer.
Anyways, so yeah, Blue Moon is definitely my favorite.
And where is Blue Moon brewed at?
In Denver,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Denver, Colorado.
We had the pleasure of actually going to the Blue Moon, and we learned that Blue Moon makes more beer than just Blue Moon. So they have like quite a few different beers that they have inside of the brewery that they don't.
Oh yeah.
They don't distribute outside of Colorado. Mm-hmm. I mean, they had this excellent Mexican lager that was like,
Oh yeah.
it was so good.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That feels like a lifetime ago that we went.
Well, you know,
Couple kids later.
a couple kids later, we can't quite do that as often.
That is one thing that we do when we are on vacation, though, is visit breweries because we love a good beer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't. I'm gonna sound like Bert Kreischer. You can't pass up a good tasting beer unless it's with all kinds of fruits. Then I can pass it up. Because if a beer tastes all kinds of fruity, you can taste a little fruity. But if it tastes like nothing but fruit, out.
Yeah, I'm not like a big sweet beer drinker, but I do like a sour beer occasionally, or like a citrusy beer. Maybe not a 6-pack, but
Yeah, again, because well, for me, makes me bloated, and it just sits with you, and the alcohol percentage.
well, a lot of craft beer does.
Yeah.
But they're made to sip on. They're not made for, I mean, maybe they are made for getting hammered.
Oh, you can. Hey, you can get on some that'll get you there quick.
With the quickness.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
I know a lot of craft beers are way their like alcohol content is way higher.
Yeah.
What's your favorite beer?
I would say I've put a lot of thought in this, and I don't want to sound biased by any means, but I would say my favorite beer is Jucifer from a local brewery right down the road, Hammond, Louisiana, called Jucifer. It's an IPA, extremely good.
Yeah, great beer.
I did not like it at first. My first love of Gnarly Barley was Catahoula Common, which was a lager. It had a little fruit taste to it. I don't drink it as much anymore, but after it took a little bit to enjoy and really appreciate Jucifer, but after I got used, I guess, to having IPAs, it was way more enjoyable, way more flavors than the traditional, lager.
You enhanced your palate.
If that's
Extended.
if that's what you call it, yeah,
palate.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've definitely increased the palate for sure.
I kind of feel like that's how like beer is in general. Like the first time you taste beer, it's like, ugh, why?
Yeah, why was that a good idea? Just forcing myself to drink this beer pressure.
Beer pressure. I like that.
So, I also want to try to backtrack and let you guys know a little fun fact, real quick fun fact. Blue Moon was actually created in Coors Field. They say by accident. I don't know if I believe that or not. I think somebody was like, you know what? We're going to just put oranges in this beer and we're just going to ride it. We're just going to roll with it, ride it, and see what we come up with. And voila, Blue Moon is made.
Yeah.
Well, that's the gist of the story. We went on a tour at Coors, which actually owns Blue Moon.
Oh, yeah. At the Coors brewery.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was
Golden,
thinking you did
Colorado.
that at... I thought you heard that at the Rockies
I did.
Stadium. I didn't get to go on that tour.
Well, that's because someone probably had COVID back in, when was this? Right at 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you must have had COVID.
Yeah.
Because she was like down for like a day and a half on that trip.
And I'm not someone to, like, I can just keep on trucking. Pushing through all the things. But I wasn't pushing through that.
Oh, she got that FOMO.
Yeah.
Fear-
Who doesn't have FOMO? Especially if you're on vacation and traveling, doing different things. Somewhere I've never been and everybody else gets to go and you have to stay back.
Yeah.
Who wants to do that?
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah.
I
had FOMO for real.
I don't recommend. Do not recommend.
Clearly still salty over it.
Yeah. 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 So okay, I wanted to circle back on we're good. If you had to choose a close second beer, what would it be?
Close second beer.
Yep.
I mean, if you ask me right now, I'm going to tell you strawberry common.
Yeah. And can you
Because
tell,
it's like crawfish season and a strawberry Catahoula common with crawfish, y'all. If you've never tried that, you're missing out.
given all the publicity to Gnarly Barley.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we love to support local too, so.
Yeah.
I don't... I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's definitely probably my second.
I think my second's the good old fashioned Abita Springs Lager. Or no, is it
Amber.
Is it amber?
The amber, yeah, you like the amber a lot.
Amber,
I
yeah.
do love Abita amber too, but like I said, right now you're asking me in crawfish season, and that's my go-to.
Let's see if I can't make this not as loud. Yeah, so what we're actually drinking right now is Buffalo Trace. And this will lead us into our next topic, bourbon. Boy, did I go down a rabbit hole quick. My gosh. Yeah, give you guys a little backstory. We went on a birthday trip to Nashville a few years ago for our friend Rachel. Shout out to Rachel. Whoop, whoop. And I guess it's Atlanta.
I have to just interrupt right now because my husband, who said he was a bourbon man,
Oh gosh.
he didn't know he was a bourbon man until that trip. He used to say he was a bourbon man, and his favorite was Jack Daniels.
Just Jack, not even like Gentleman Jack, nothing.
No.
Nothing crazy. Just Jack Daniels.
Just Jack Daniels.
That's it.
He was a bourbon man, y'all.
Big bourbon man.
But now he really is a bourbon man.
That is the joke of everyone that knows me is I was a bourbon man and then now I am a bourbon man.
Yeah.
If you get the gist. Bourbon man and bourbon man.
He didn't know what bourbon was when he thought he was a bourbon man.
I don't think I even knew what beer was until I met you. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's absolutely accurate.
Like, my beer was Bud Latte.
Yeah. You were super basic white boy.
Well, I'll tell the listeners too. I definitely get the pumpkin spice when it's around.
Oh, let's talk about last weekend. He got coffee.
Don't tell these people.
He got coffee, and then he went to Chick-fil-A, and then he went to Target.
Oh yeah,
And it was not because of his wife.
Just the trifecta of like I'm turning into my wife on the spot. Like,
that's not even
the
me.
realization of like we were driving and the realization of wow, I suggested Chick-fil-A, Target. Wait, well, we're missing one.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got
went
coffee first,
which-
and then Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And then Target.
Yep.
Yeah. All by myself. I will. Yeah, I did that. I suggested that, and I'm just gonna.
Hey, you know what? It was a good day. It's always a good day. Coffee is always a good day.
So bourbon. Yeah. So we are in Nashville on this short, but really, we did a lot on that trip. One of the things was a lot of us that was on that trip never went to or had been to a real distillery. And I was a little hesitant on what?
I think you might be the only one. None of us had ever been to the Greenbrier distillery, but I think most of us have been to the distillery. Like a distillery. So sorry.
Disclaimer, everyone on this trip is like 5 years plus older than me. So just a wee baby. So yeah.
Sorry. Anyways, no, I don't think any of us had been to the Greenbrier distillery. Sorry.
Did you get that? Anyway, so they haven't been to that specific distillery. And I was a little skeptical and going, I'm like, I would rather just drink beer. I'm not going to drink bourbon. It gets me, I would just, whiskey and bourbon. I didn't think they were two different things. I thought scotch and all that just kind of like, it's the same. Which it all falls under, I think the generalized term is whiskey. Not an expert, but I think it's whiskey. Or it could be bourbon. One of the two. I don't know.
I think it's bourbon.
Is it bourbon? Bourbon whiskey?
I think it's bourbon.
Maybe it's not. She knows more than I do.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like, that's what I think. And if you think it's whiskey, we should Google it after.
Yeah.
We should Google it now. I'll Google it. I'm faster. You continue.
Okay. All right. So, we're in this tasting room at Greenbrier, I assume distillery, And I'm thinking, okay, I've never had bourbon whiskey other than just shooting a shot of it at a bar or at a function. And well, the bartender or person that's given this tour tells us there is like a science behind us drinking bourbon and drinking whiskey or scotch, whatever. You like you're supposed to do like quite a few different things. Like one of them is like you want to smell into the
Yeah.
glass to like get your palate ready. So if you end up smelling into the glass, your mouth starts to water,
It does.
and you want to inhale it, literally inhale like the air around the whiskey and bourbon. And this is just what I remember him showing us, and I was like, this is crazy. No way this works. And sure enough, he said, look, the first sip is always going to burn. You just can't avoid it. But you just take a little sip, and then you swirl around your glass. Keep on inhaling with your nose. Do not inhale the whiskey in your nose. Whew, that would burn so bad. Don't do that. And before you know it, by the third sip, the burn is completely away.
Yeah. That's what got me is the third sip. Because one of them that we tried, like I guess we call it hot, like a hot bourbon.
Yeah, it's a really high proof.
Or whiskey. I don't know what it was. A high proof. Yeah. Anyway, I was like, there's no way by the third sip this is going to be smooth. And sure enough, doing what they told us to do, doing the sniff, the inhale, breathing it in, like the third one was smooth.
Yeah, I still like it. It blows my mind. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to get some of my friends. I will not I am not going to mention who.
Not calling anybody out.
He will probably know who I'm talking about. I've tried to talk to him about just doing the few little things I'm talking about, and by the third sip, the burn is completely away, and then you can actually start You can actually start tasting, and in my opinion, like the flavors. Like, I now taste. Call me crazy. I taste like chocolate and caramel, and like hints of oats, and bark, whatever. Like I think I taste it.
That would be a fun test to do.
I know Eagle Rare. I definitely taste the chocolate every single time.
I definitely feel like that's more of like a dessert bourbon.
Yeah. But what we have right here is Buffalo Trace, and boy, if you have not had Buffalo Trace, this is a quality bourbon at a very cheap price.
Yeah, I would definitely say that it's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
My favorite used to be Eagle Rare, but it's quickly changed to Buffalo. Blanton's is good, like from this distillery, but I like Buffalo.
Yeah.
It's just super smooth.
Well,
almost as smooth as you, babe.
Ooh. She already knows. So I would like to introduce a short little segment that I call "Giving the Deets."
Okay.
For those young guns, deets.
Are you talking to yourself, babe?
Shh! Don't tell them. Deets refers to details. Or we could say.
Did you know what the deets were before you watched that TikTok?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I live under a rock.
If you haven't seen that TikTok, I don't know what you would look up, but
it's fantastic.
What's it called?
I have no idea.
Maybe we'll try to find a link to one and add it in
Yeah.
our bio or something.
So the deets, from my opinion, Blanton's is good bourbon, but I have had better that you can find more readily available, because those of you that are not aware, bourbon hunting is a legit thing that really popped off when COVID hit because apparently, I guess people were bored as hell at their house. I ran out of beer. I can't go to the store. All I have is bourbon or whatever.
Is that what you think?
That's what I think.
Okay.
I think that's what happened.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking, okay, if I'm in the city, which we are not, well, this is the big city for me. I grew up in Centerville, Mississippi, right? But
You said that,
this
not
is
me.
this is definitely the big city. I still feel like I'm a city boy now. So bourbon hunting is like a real thing. So in my mind, I'm thinking, if I was like in a I don't know, New York setting, you're not gonna have the ability while COVID was happening to just pop out middle of nowhere. You get, I don't want to be too political, but you would probably be asked to go back inside. Now, that's just my thinking. That's my head space. But anyway, I don't want to get too further into that.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But yeah, I find that Blanton's a little bit overrated. It's still a good bourbon, I think, overall.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, I think it's great.
But I mean, I think Blanton,
Just like you said, the for the price, like Buffalo, I just
yeah,
think that it's one of the best.
absolutely.
What's your favorite?
Oh, bourbon?
Yeah, is Buffalo your favorite? Did you say that?
It's definitely one of my favorites. But I like the wheated bourbon a lot better. I find it a little bit smoother, and I'm sure there's some reason why it is smoother than just a non-wheated bourbon.
So tell me what a wheated bourbon is.
Well, they definitely have wheat. I don't know the actual terminology. Again, we're not.
I just meant like a bourbon that is a wheated bourbon.
Oh, okay.
Like an example of one.
So Weller,
Okay. Yeah.
is a wheated bourbon, which is for those of you who do not know, Weller is a product that Buffalo Trace produces.
Clearly, we have a favorite distillery.
Yes, Buffalo Trace. We have not been. It's on the to do list.
Yeah,
for
the whole bourbon
sure.
trail is on the to do
Yeah,
list.
for sure. That I want to do that. I'm thinking for my 30th. I want to do that.
Yeah,
But
I'm definitely not an expert on bourbon, but I do love bourbon, so that's a must for me too. That's on my bucket list. Maybe I'll bring you for your 30th.
I get to tag along for my 30th. Yeah,
That's right.
there's the gist of our marriage.
It's my world. You're just living in it.
Yeah. So yeah, that definitely happens for sure. Yeah.
Sorry. Anyways,
You're good.
just had to clarify.
You're good. Yeah. So I wanted to bring up something. A little fun fact for you guys. So according to whiskeyworld.com, the story of bourbon is deeply intertwined with the story of America itself. Interesting. I don't know if I believe that. Maybe, I don't know. Bourbon is a type of American whiskey. Bourbon isn't just any whiskey. It's strictly regulated. It's a strictly regulated spirit that must meet specific criteria to earn its name.
Oh, look, you probably have the answer right there.
Yeah.
I did Google it a while ago.
Look at me with my notes.
So it says, when I Googled, all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon.
Interesting.
So does that make you right or me right?
It makes me Mr. Miyagi right. Absolutely.
I do think you're right, honestly. It says bourbon is a specific type of whiskey, made with at least 51% corn, aged in new charred oak barrels, and produced in the U.S. Well, that didn't really tell me much. But, yeah, interesting. So all bourbon is whiskey. So that means you were right. Whiskey is...
Say that again.
Dang, that's recorded too.
I know, that's legit now. Like, this is going to go out to the public. I was right.
Look, you're the bourbon man, okay?
Say it again.
You're the bourbon man.
You don't want to say that word.
You're the bourbon man. I'm so confused.
Starts with an R.
I already told you. I think that means that you were right.
I don't care. It's still recorded.
All bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. So, good thing, because honestly, if I was right, I might have to take your man card.
Nah.
Okay.
Not over that. Okay.
Mr. Bourbon Man.
So it makes bourbon strictly regulated spirit that must meet specific criteria to earn its name. There is actually 6 things that I pulled from Whiskey World. I'll just kind of quickly go over it. It needs to be made in America. Like you said, it needs to be 51% corn, and the remaining needs to be other grains like rye, wheat, and barley, which I guess that's how the wheated bourbons. I would guess it's 51% corn for a wheated bourbon and then 49% wheat would be my guess.
Yeah, because then
Again,
rye,
we're not experts.
a wheated bourbon. Right. That makes sense to me. A wheated bourbon, because there's rye bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah. That does make sense.
The aging process, bourbon must be aged in new charred oak barrels. There's no minimum aging period for standard bourbon, but straight bourbon must be aged for at least 2 years. Interesting. And I think, I could be telling a fib, but I think that if it's considered Kentucky bourbon, it has to be aged in Kentucky. So it's like regular bourbon, and then it's Kentucky bourbon. I think you have to age it in Kentucky. We'll try and look that up and maybe put that on.
I mean, that sounds right. Feels like, yeah, it feels like every state would have that though. Like it's only Louisiana, Tennessee bourbon.
Louisiana bourbon. All right. Back to what makes it meet the criteria of bourbon. It must be distilled to no more than 160 proof.
That's high.
80% alcohol by volume. That is high. I think the most I've ever had, was Elijah Craig, and it was like 131.8 or something like that. And that's high. That's not easy to sip on. I think Buffalo Trace is like in the mid 90s, I think, or low 90s, something like that.
Well, that's probably the proof that I would like the most.
Yeah, I have learned that I love a good proof at like I would say between 90 proof and like 110 proof. That is like, it's perfect.
Sweet spot.
Yeah. And you can't sleep on the Bottle and Bonds too, because that Bottle and Bond is right at 100 proof, and it's just the right amount of hotness. It's got a great flavor at that proof.
I thought you would say that was one of your favorites.
Well, I forgot about Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Yeah, for those of you who do not know about Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, that is that's the easy one. It's coming around easier to find, and that bottle right there will compete with just about any bottle that I have ever had. And it is a Bottle and Bond, and it is 100 proof, and it is phenomenal. Cannot speak enough. And you know what? I'll change my answer. It's got to be Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Yeah.
That's your favorite?
I think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, it's extremely good.
Oh, what? Even over like Weller foolproof? Because I think.
Well,
I
it's been so
I thought
long.
I knew you.
Well, it's been so long since I've had a Weller foolproof. So, guys and girls,
Let's put it this maybe. Okay, you can find the Heaven Hill bottle and bond easier.
yeah,
So that could
Yeah.
be your favorite.
yeah.
But if you get the chance to have your hands on the foolproof.
Oh yeah, the foolproof Weller is awesome.
Speaking of, we went on a date night. Was it last weekend or 2 weekends ago?
Yeah.
For our anniversary. And do you remember the prices for, like, you don't have to say the type of bourbon, but
Oh my
like the
gosh.
difference in certain places?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I do. Okay, so
Because this is just mind blowing how much of a markup alcohol can be.
at should we name the restaurant?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So
we'll just keep
at
that.
a restaurant near a college campus, it was this particular restaurant had a specific
Specific bourbon. Same bourbon, different restaurants.
It was $15 for a pour, which is a 1 ounce pour. I prefer if it's a good bourbon, good quality bourbon. I just want it neat. Neat for those that do not know is with no ice and no mixer, just straight from the bottle. And the same exact bottle at this other place was, I believe, $54 for a 1 ounce pour. That is
And how much is the bottle?
if you can find it at MSRP, this particular bottle is like $42.
Yeah.
That's it, $42. So
So 15 at one place and 54 it was at the other
54 at the other.
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's in one
So
town.
you could have bought, and the bottle is how much?
$42.
So you would have paid more for a 1 ounce pour than an entire bottle.
Yep. There is your markup value for a bourbon.
I mean, some of the wines can be that way too.
Yeah.
Like, you may as well just buy a bottle if you're going to buy a glass.
Yeah. Why not?
That's my logic.
I'll take the waiter. I would take the whole bottle.
Okay, especially if you're like with a bunch of girls or even men that like wine, you could buy a bottle and split it between everybody. That's way cheaper than buying one glass.
You know. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I was
We
thinking.
should do podcasts on wine because that's my favorite.
I wouldn't know what to talk about.
I know, Mr. Merlot.
Don't tell them people that. I'm embarrassed with that one. So, a little backstory on the Merlot. We are at this fancy restaurant in Colorado. Yes, we like to go to Colorado. And I am sitting at a dinner table with, I want you guys to picture this. I'm sitting at a dinner table. It's like 6 of us, including us 2, or 8 of us. It's like
I'm not sure.
between
Can't
6
remember.
and 8. And we're all dressed up nice. And I asked, I'm trying to read this menu and sound out the words because.
Instead of asking me.
Yeah.
I think we were just engaged at the time. I don't think we were married.
That sounds right.
Either way.
So I asked the waiter, what is this Merlot sauce? Mm-hmm. You heard that right. Merlot sauce.
And I about died.
So, can you tell the listeners what Merlot means?
It's Merlot. I don't think they needed me to tell them that.
Well, you know what? So, maybe some poor
Merlot
soul.
sauce. Corey, he wasn't a bourbon man at the time, but he definitely wasn't a wine man.
I don't think I'll ever be a wine man. I mean, everybody drinks, wine with their steaks, and I'm like, I'll just take a bourbon.
Yeah, I do like wine with my steak, but I'm sure bourbon with steak is great too.
Yeah.
It's, speaking of steak.
I know. I love a good steak. And speaking about cooking and steaks,
Yeah.
you really need to try sweet heat-free meat
On your steak.
on your steak.
Yeah.
Which that would be awesome. You know what? We're going to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What you laughing about?
I'm just laughing at you. Just because sweet heat very mean is great on everything. Like, I think you said that earlier. Love it on green beans, asparagus. Oh my gosh.
Green beans is like
Oh, I
amazing.
have this
And
chicken and rice meal. It's Corey's absolute favorite. Literally, all I do is
I want some now.
I know I should do that tomorrow or Friday because we have stuff tomorrow. Anyways,
Yeah,
it's just chicken thighs. It's chicken bone broth. They would just pour bone broth over it and season it with sweet heat for your meat. That's the only seasoning I put on it. And then I cook rice to go with it and just do that chicken over rice.
Oh, you don't
Chef's
need
kiss.
you don't need anything else. Like literally, sweet for meat, the bone broth, and put it in the oven. Let it ride.
Well, and then green beans because the only vegetable that my husband eats is green beans. But
I eat other stuff like green beans, corn, peas, and that's the end of the list, folks.
is corn a vegetable?
I'm showing my education here.
I'm genuinely asking.
Yeah, I know. That's I don't know. I don't know that answer to you for you.
Anyways, so
Yeah. So to recap, guys, yeah, bourbon and beer. That's a little bit of our take. I know we went a little bit into the bourbon a little bit more than the beer.
just probably because we've been enjoying that a lot more
Yeah,
in the past few years. Because when before kids, like I said, breweries were our thing. Like we even did like the brewery trail around Baton Rouge.
yeah. That was pretty interesting too.
But now bourbon's just more like at home, find a bottle, get home, sip, have a nightcap. We used to have nightcaps all the time.
Yeah.
Nightcaps.
I love a good nightcap.
Before I got pregnant with Elias, we had nightcaps almost every night just because it's so yum.
Yeah. Oh boy, we yeah. I love a good nightcap. We went down a rabbit hole with that too.
But it was good. Not like you're drinking every night. Just like have a nightcap, sit and talk about the day and not sit and watch TV.
Yeah.
Although I will say some TV shows make you want to have a bourbon. Like,
Yellowstone.
yeah, Yellowstone. What else did we watch? There was something else we watched that we had to have a bourbon with every night. Was it Longmire? Yeah, maybe Longmire.
Yeah.
And then you always have one with Peaky Blinders. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, I need a good show. So if y'all know some good shows, we're not really watching anything right now. So let us know what your favorite shows are to watch right now and what streaming service they're on.
Yeah.
Because we need something good to watch.
Yeah.
We should do an episode about that too.
Ooh, I'm gonna knock everything over. Yeah, we could. I would love that. Yeah, guys, let us know what your favorite shows are, and maybe we can watch it and give it a little review of what we thought of the show that you recommended.
Yeah.
And we have on next week's episode, it's going to be a crazy one. So I want you guys to stay tuned. Be on the lookout. And
we'll have to check our socials to figure out
what
it's going to be about.
Yeah. Check our socials. We're going to drop some hints.
Be watching, yeah.
We're going to drop some hints for what's to come. And I am extremely excited. We're going to have our first, I guess, official guest on the show.
How rude.
I mean, I feel like you're a reoccurring guest.
News to me.
Well, yeah, like news to you. You didn't know that we were dating. Yeah.
That's a story for another time.
I know, right? So yeah, so next week I'm extremely excited to talk about this subject. It is fascinating. It's going to intrigue you, and I can't wait.
Ooh, drop your guesses.
Yes,
Drop
absolutely.
your guesses on
Guess
what we could be talking about. Or it's not we. What the podcast will be dropping next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will not be the surprise guest again. I will not be
Surprise.
back again.
She's back.
Hailey. Hailey's back.
Hailey's back. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh,
All right.
goodness.
Well, cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh my. I'm just babysitting this
I know.
bourbon.
If it was beer, I was going to tell you better drink that beer before it gets cold, but bourbon's not like cold, so
Hey, you
I wasn't gonna
cannot
interrupt
be
you.
telling these folks my saying. So real quick before we end the show.
no, save it for another time.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. All right, guys.
Better drink that bourbon before it gets
Yeah, I don't have a comeback for that.
flat. I don't know.
It's not. It's okay.
Not hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please keep up with all the socials. Feel free to like, comment, share, repost, whatever you need to do. This is something that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I'm extremely proud of. So if you can, do your thing. All right. Till next time. Hot takes, lived experiences. Truly Entertainment.